Good morning. This is Kemi Omololu, Nigerian investigative journalist, pharmacist, PR specialist, and activist. Today is Monday, the 13th of May, 2019, and I'm going to update you on the part 8 of the stories that I'm fielding on Instagram at Kemi Omololu on the Chris Attoh wife's murder, which I've now hashtagged Jennifer murder. Okay, Betty Jennifer. So far, you guys have heard about how the story has come out. It has spanned across 2 continents. And when you're doing investigative journalism, you have to remember one thing, which is one thing we don't do in Africa. We don't work with police very closely. Investigative journalism requires working very close with security agencies. And that's what they call Crime Stoppers in that part of the world. I lived in US and Canada 38 years total. Now, Crime Stoppers is a partnership between police, media, and the public. If we don't use that mentality, we can't solve these cases. The United States Police, Greenbelt Police Department, knew that the woman killed was Betty Jennifer, and they knew that this is Kedrick Jennifer's wife. Kedrick is serving 20 years in a federal prison for drug trafficking. He's a drug lord, as many people call him. His wife was out there. Several people went to prison with her husband, serving 10 to 12 years, her husband serving 20. Now, nobody knew on that side of the world that she was also married to someone in our side, a top actor in Ghana. And she had a wedding, a beautiful private wedding. And we have footage of this wedding. How can a woman marry 2 men at the same time? What made her do it? The latest I have right now is coming from the Immigration Department. As always, as a journalist, you have to protect the source. Okay, you guys know I've been arrested 3 times on the same case, and it was at the end withdrawn. You cannot reveal the source, okay? And you must protect the source. And you yourself listening here could be a source. Calling me, telling me, inboxing me, telling me, Kemi, don't mention my name. I saw this murder. I saw this, I saw that. That's why I have to protect you as well as any other sources. Now, this morning right now, it's about 12:45 p.m. in Nigeria, local time, same time in Ghana. What I'm getting now is a source from the INS. That's what we used to call it. It's now called United States Citizen and Immigration Services, USCIS. The source told me that during their immigration interview, it was revealed that Mrs. Jennifer, that's Betty, who's also Mrs. Attoh, Chris's wife, when she applied for permanent residence for Chris, I mean, some of you here in Nigeria are saying she married her for the green card or blah, 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 but you got to apply for permanent residence. If you apply for permanent residence in the marriage category, you must go for an interview half the time. And they asked her in the question, is she ever been married? Okay, and she denied it. My source tells me the answer was a no on the question. And her name rang a bell. Her name signified a red flag, Jennifer. Okay, you guys know we have Jennifer's Diary, the sitcom. It's the same spelling, Jenifa. Betty Jennifer turned out to be the wife of the drug lord that ran a very crazy business. I mean, lots of people died on the way, cocaine everywhere, which means, okay, you can be the wife of a drug lord if you've divorced him and marry an actor in Nollywood. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But when immigration officials now see a red flag saying that you haven't even divorced that drug lord, there's a problem there. So that is the next tip that I'm going to put out for you. It was at that time that Chris Attoh allegedly found out that his wife was married before and still married to someone, and the drug lord for that matter. That's the time where he now removed all her pictures. And I can bet you that's why he removed all the pictures. And when he removed all the pictures, it signified an alert on our end. Okay, in this continent, a lot of us are glued to the Nollywood stars. And when you see them removing things from their Instagram, you know automatically something is wrong with the marriage. People notice that. Nigerians, Ghanaians, Africans, Nollywood stars. It was then he removed all the pictures. Now, there are questions out there that did Chris remove those pictures because he was threatened? That I don't know. That's police work right there. However, if he had heard that his wife was already married to someone and it's a drug lord in prison, he has to be careful of his life because he may have been threatened or they can come after him. You are what? You're sleeping with the wife of the boss, or you are dating the wife of the boss, or you took the wife of the boss to dinner. No, you married the wife of the boss. You didn't do your homework. Big mistake there, Chris, if you're listening. I hope you are. So, that being said, he apparently did the right thing by removing the pictures. What he didn't do right was the tweets that he put out there. He never announced his wife's death. What he did was he tweeted 25 minutes after she was shot, and that raised an element of suspicion. And the tweet was very suspicious. Something to the fact that loyalty matters. Okay, if you're not loyal to someone, go read the tweet. That could mean two things. That means, oh, lady, you were not loyal to me. I'll have you taken out. I'm not saying he killed her. That's one angle. That's police work right there. They detect things. Police detect things. That's why they call them homicide detectives. Okay? And they're supposed to update the media. But some of us investigative journalists help detect certain things the police may not get to. Like this whole married in Africa. Nobody knew. Not even all my colleagues that I called and talked to yesterday. Many. Radio, TV, WTOP, Fox, NBC, Washington, everybody. And that's my market. That's where I worked. WBAL. So at the end of the day, that's one scenario, the loyalty tweet. That could also mean, you were married to a drug kingpin, you weren't loyal to him. Then you came for me and married me and lied still. Loyalty matters. Problem is that he should not have tweeted that. He hasn't taken the tweet off, which is good. I don't want him to take it off. Then it'll look suspicious. He did not announce her death. The very next day, he tweeted again, another cryptic tweet. That tweet talked about the stars. It said you have to look up to the stars, never at your feet. As for work, work continues. Remember, if I'm standing up there in the clouds wearing an angel's gown, I'm looking at everybody down here. I'm looking at all of you and all the goodness and badness you're all up to. I'm already dead. I'm up in the heavens. Okay? Number 2. This guy was called from Los Angeles from a movie set while he was filming to come to Maryland because his wife was shot dead. So this tweet that Chris made saying, always look up to the stars and never to your feet. That's like talking to an angel. Like, this is my interpretation, don't get me wrong. Continue looking up into the heavens, up where you are. Don't look down the feet. Don't even bother about us down here. And then as for work, work continue. I'm going back to work, man. I don't have time for this. So that can raise an element of suspicion that maybe Chris was behind it. But like I said, I'm not saying he killed her. These are speculations and these are police work that has to be very good. Trust me, the police are listening to my podcast and so is every media outlet there. Okay? But when my investigation got deeper, Chris's publicist had to release a statement saying that his wife, Betty Jennifer, had been killed. He's in bereavement and he's mourning privately with his family and he does not want to be disturbed by anyone or any media or any press conferences or statements or anything. Okay, that came 48 hours after a wife's murder. Not good. They'd seen Kemi Olunloyo's investigation. Guys, I will continue investigating the story until they catch the killer, if they ever do. I have murders that were committed 10 years ago. Adrian Johnston, we still don't know who killed him. Travis and Remy, Canada. These are Toronto, Canada murders. They still don't know. The parents just did the anniversary on May 1st and May 11th. So we may never know who killed this woman, and the motive might be also hard. But on the divorce side of things, okay, the divorce filing, she did not file for divorce. Okay, Kedrick filed for divorce on April 9th from prison. Filed from divorce from her. She now filed a counter divorce to save the marriage. Why would this woman want to save a marriage? Because of money. Money this guy has. Some of the money's still out there from the drug dealing. She didn't want to lose it. She wanted to eat from both sides. Imagine her counter-divorcing her husband, and she's married to an African actor. Very sad, but we'll find out who's in charge and who's in charge, who killed or who was behind it. Kemi Olunloyo, thanks for listening. May 13th, 2019.